Well, it's unfortunately going to be one of those really cruddy inside videos where I've got poor lighting conditions and no decent focus, but I just figured I may as well show off the Dell Inspiron 560 computer that I picked up off the side of the road about a week ago. According to all the information I've been looking up on it, it's only about 1.5 years old. It's fairly recent. There's the specs on it there. It's a Intel Pentium, Windows 7 it's made for, so it's half decent in terms of some of the other junky ones that I've been picking up. Get that camera to focus. It's unfortunately there's a few bits missing. I know the hard drives are gone, and so is the SATA cable for it, but I've got plenty of others so I can replace that. It does have PCIe Gen 2. Even though it hasn't been installed, it's got the slot for it, which is kind of useful. It's got 2 gigs of DDR3 RAM. See if I can get them in focus. There we go. Yeah, 2 gigs DDR3 RAM, so it's pretty decent. I can probably use that in another computer if I need to. But other than that, it's pretty much just a plain old office runabout computer. Wouldn't be doing much work. There we go. Yeah, power supplies are just a generic one either, made by Hypro. Yeah, can't really say much about that. It does have a power LED on it, which might be useful. But I mainly just grabbed this thing just for the micro ATX case which it's in, because I've got 2 half decent ASUS boards which I can put in it if necessary. These are both Pentium 4 dual core. They were out of the full-sized computer casings, but I had to ditch them because A, they were rusty, and B, they're too big for my uses. They're just too big and heavy to store. So I butchered them for all of the parts. Got 3 80 gig hard disk drives out of it, that being a Western Digital Caviar or WDR 800 series. Those two are maxed Diamond Max 20s, both 80 gig. Those are both SATA. That one there with the cable on it's got a virus on it, so I've got to either try and format it or destroy it if necessary. But this one I'm not sure about. I know it's still got files on it, but whether they're virused or not, because these two were running in tandem. So I've got to sort those two out. That one, as far as I can tell, is alright. That, if it's still got an OS on it, I might even stick it in this and see how it goes, being SATA. But yeah, got a couple of other just generic CD, DVD writers out of it as well. They're not much, nothing too flashy. I think they're IDE as well, so I might hang on to them for a bit, but I'll probably end up just throwing them out just because I've got more than enough CD-ROM drives to sort of last me out for computers, really. But it's a bit interesting how they've rearranged it. It's got a standard 80mm fan for the cooling. They've actually ditched those horrible twist connectors at long last and put a decent Phillips head screw in. There's none of those awful, like if you've worked on any Intel board with the swirly heatsink, you'll know you've got those awful twist lock connectors to hold the heatsink on, and how they either break apart or they don't lock on properly. They're a pain in the ass of a thing. But they've just chucked a standard fan on that for now, which it'd do the job alright, but yeah, it's just showing how much how generic these things are really getting. They're not different to each other anymore, sadly. They're all just a tin box with a printed circuit board in it. That's what they call a computer. It does have a card reader on it though, which is kind of useful. So maybe even able to set this up and do my video editing on it, even though I use my iPad at the moment for that sort of stuff. But it's got the mini SD cards, and the standard size, and then the old ones which were big. I like the way it does hide the CD DVD drives under the plastic cover, which is kind of useful. But yeah, other than that, I might see if this board still works. If not, I'll pull it out and stick one of these ASUS boards in it, because they both tested up and worked fine. And they're I know they're not the newest of technology, but they'll do for what I want a computer to do. But anyway, I just figured I'd show this off before I put some power to it. I don't think I'll be able to get a monitor in here since I keep them out in the man cave and it's freezing cold and raining out there, so... And plus I don't usually go out there after school anyway because I'm usually tired or have homework. I got off today without the homework, so that's why I'm doing this. But anywho, thanks for watching and stay tuned for a few more videos on this one.